What's up, people? We're in the lovely place of Gloucester Quays. I finished work and we're going to watch what's it called again? September 5th. I'm looking very forward to this film. I'm very excited for this film. So I'll record when I'm in the cinema. Record after, do a review of my car. Hopefully it was a good film. Okay guys, we're in the cinema. About to go in. Yo everybody, what is up? I literally just forgot to film when I was coming back from the Keys. I've just gone to my mate's house to pick up some equipment for a shoot soon. But basically, I'm going to do the review now. I'm going to get Muckies late at night. It's all kind of, I do like late night driving. Anyway, the film September 5th. It was decent. It was a good film. It was a decent film. Things I really liked about it, I kind of like the mockumentary style of it in terms of the camera work. So it was almost like the camera work was very similar to The Office, but it wasn't obviously a comedic film. It was a very serious film. But they utilised that technique very, very well in a way that made the film very, very real, very almost like a documentary. You know, like mockumentary kind of. It's not taking the piss at documentaries, but it almost felt like we were in a documentary. So it almost felt like we were actually there, kind of forcing ourselves into the perspective of the people that were actually there. But the film was basically about a terrorist attack that happened in 1972 at the Olympic Games, and basically the ABC America, the news, the sport, well, not news, sorry, the sport, people responsible for the sport, basically reported the terrorist incident. They basically kidnapped 11 Israelis. So yeah, it was definitely a very serious kind of film, but it was good. So I love the camera work of it. I love it just looked like the quality, you know, the cinematography. It was beautiful. There's lots of mixes with high Kelvin, low Kelvin, blues and yellows. Yeah, that was really, really nice as well. It was a really nice film to look at. I think it was shot very well, all very close. It made you just feel like you were somewhat there, you know, actually experiencing it. I think the acting is something that definitely stood out. Absolutely fantastic performances from everybody. There wasn't a bad performance in that film. I think the film's acting was really, really good. That's what made it very believable. It really enhanced it with the use of the acting there. So, yeah, woo, you're a dickhead, aren't you? You fucking hell. Yeah, so, yeah, the acting was really, really good. I think the performances were really good. The 70s vibe as well was captured really well with the kind of makeup, the kind of technology that they have, the costumes that they were wearing. One thing I think, if I would like to see more, I'm not going to say like a negative thing, because it's not a bad thing, because the film was good. I enjoyed the film. I probably rated like 3.5 on Letterboxd, which typically tends to be my kind of somewhat average film, but I think this is a little bit above, but it's not hitting that 4 mark for me personally. I don't think it was as gripping as I would like it to be. I don't know if I wasn't particularly on the edge of my seat. There was moments of realization, but I like moments when I realized certain things, and that kind of kept me hooked and gripped to a certain degree. But I wouldn't say I was kind of on the edge of my seat. I don't know if the suspense worked as well. It's not a bad thing, you know, but because I still enjoyed it, and I still was somewhat. The film was still somewhat suspenseful, and I still was somewhat on the edge of my seat to a certain degree. But ultimately, yeah, it wasn't as much as I would have kind of thought or, you know, liked to kind of have experienced. But yeah, the film is wow. I would have liked to have seen more kind of the film. I understand why it's kept in that facility of the kind of newsroom, the news office, to keep us with them, to keep our perspective with the characters, with again make us feel like we're there. But what I will say is I kind of wish they showed us a bit more like of the B-roll footage that was captured where people were going out and shooting it. I would have liked to see more the kind of real event and the rawness of it, and just them show us more of the actual thing going on rather than just staying in the newsroom. I feel like we were just, I don't know, in the newsroom quite a lot, and I would like to have seen a bit more of that. And they can still keep us in the room, because they did it a few times where they basically they did it where somebody would go out, as I said, with a celluloid thing of film, and they would basically record it, film it, sorry. And when they filmed it, they would come back and they would review it. I wish we saw more of that, and that could have given us more key elements of the film. But yeah, I think this film, in the sense of the style, I like the simplicity of it as well. It doesn't try, it keeps to that kind of, it keeps to the story of it essentially being about the Olympic Games, and it's not too ambitious, which I like. I like how it keeps it grounded. It keeps it simple. It's not trying to achieve crazy things. It's just telling us straight, which is good. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I did enjoy it. There was, I said the performances, I think, from everyone was really, really good. The acting, that was really, really good. But it's what I kind of expected it to be. I don't have any, like, it wasn't like Presents where I was completely like, what the fuck just happened? I want to watch An Unknown Man next with Timothée Chalamet. That's what I want to watch. I might watch that Saturday. I don't know, this car is literally on my bum. So, yeah, I mean, that was that. I don't really know what else to kind of comment on. But yeah, the cinematography was really, really good. I particularly like the kind of car shots where the guy was going to work. I thought were really, really good. There was just some nice shots, and just the light hitting and him smoking. But yeah, I like the simplicity of it. As I said, it's good that it doesn't try to, you know, be complex or anything like that. Thunder only happens when we try. I think I don't know the actual actress's name, but I think the German girl, she was really good in the film. I really liked her performance. I also think the main guy was really, really good as well. His performance was really good. There was some really good acting in it. It's a good staging and blocking as well. So I like the camera style. I like that's unique. That they basically taken something that's usually used for comedy films, that kind of mockumentary, like quick zoom, like just recorded, like handheld recording. They took that and they kind of made it into and put it in a serious tone. Put it that way. And I think that's fantastic. And I like how they did that. I think they did it very well. You know, it definitely worked for the film. I actually sat at the back today for the film. For one of the first. Well, I think the last time I sat at the back of a cinema was when I was with my sister, and we watched Toy Story 4. And yeah, it was. She said that this was the best seats to sit. And I usually sit in the middle after that, but I thought, you know what, I'll sit at the back today. I got an unlimited card, so I kind of thought to myself, oh, you know, I can get a bit experimental with the seats I sit in. I think the back of the cinema is good if you want to appreciate the cinema experience. As in, if you want to know that you're in a cinema kind of thing. If you want to totally immerse yourself in a film, I think it's kind of vital to be in the middle, because your view is just covered. The whole screen's your view. When you're at the back, you can see the seats, you can see the people. It'd be good to sit in the back of a cinema when it's busy, because you can just see everyone. And when you're on the back, you notice the aesthetic of the cinema. You know, you're in the cinema, there's the screen, there's the seats, there's the people. So yeah, I wouldn't say you're totally immersed in it, but it's an interesting experience being in the back of the cinema. But that's all I kind of have to say for the film. I mean, if you like, I always use Phone Booth as an example, but it's kind of that kind of film where it's simple and it's kind of suspenseful. But if you kind of like those kind of films where it's like 70s, like kind of gripping crime drama, then you'd like that film, 100%. That's what I have to say, everybody. Have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, whatever. I'm going to get a McDonald's, and in terms of updating for Corner Stop isn't looking as good in terms of filming. The film I'm happy with at the minute, but in terms of filming, everyone's availability is limited, which I kind of knew would happen. It included my availability as well. That was even open, bruv. But yeah, have a lovely, as I said, day, afternoon, night, whatever, motherfuckers.